Day 2, take 2. Day 2, take 2. We're going to draw a translation. So again, we have parallel sides remain parallel. Translation preserves the size and shape of a figure as well as its orientation. A translation produces a figure that is congruent to the original figure. The measures of the corresponding angles are the same. The measures of the corresponding sides are the same. We already discussed all of that yesterday. The rules are also on that note sheet. Remember that a translation transforms a figure. It just slides along a line. If I connected these points, what is this, I and I prime, that figure just slid up. And then, so what happens is we're going to move each point. So they're only going to give us one shape, and we're going to draw the other one. So you just count, given the rule. And then you label it with letter prime. You have this one on your note sheet. So turn over that note sheet. Is this yours? Whose is this? All right. The first thing, so write the rule. Write the rule above this graph. The first thing you want to do if they give you the rule algebraically is convert it. What are you doing when you are subtracting 1? Which direction are you going? Left 1. Okay? And I'm not going to be a stickler here about putting the word units because you're just creating a roadmap for what you're going to do. And when you add 1, which direction do you go? Up 1. So I'm going to take each point, and I'm just going to go left 1 unit, up 1 unit, plot a point, and label it Q prime. Take the next one, go left 1 unit, up 1 unit, A prime. And then the last one, left 1, up 1, L prime. And then, are these straight edges on this shape? Then you need to make straight edges on your shape. Does it look like the original shape? Yes. Are we not doing it? So you should have that drawn on your paper and labeled. And labeled. Any questions? Okay, the next one is yours. Write this rule down above that graph. Translate it. Before you move on to graph, translate it first. So write the rule. Make sure you write the rule above. Which direction is +1 on the x? Right 1. And +5 on the y? Up 5. Okay, graph it. Right 1 unit, up 5. Label it J prime. Right 1, up 5. E prime. I prime, and then R prime. Now, if translations, not so much, but if you ever like look at your dots and you're like, I don't know how to connect them, go back to your pre-image and so J to R, and then J prime to R prime. R to I, R prime to I prime. Okay, so this one's not that difficult to see, but sometimes when you get into rotations and reflections, sometimes the points are a little bit difficult, so just go back to your pre-image and go, okay, I'm going to connect J and R, and then connect those 2 prime points. All right. So now write this down over the next graph. Over the, which one is it? Number 5. And write the rule. The point's already there, write the rule. Write the rule. Plot your pre-image. So I'm going to go over 0, down 5. Right here. And that is I. And then I'm going to go over 2, down 3. That is C. And then over 3, down 5. And that is P. Then I'm going to connect the dots. So there's my pre-image. Now I'm going to look at the rule and graph my image. So when I add 2 to the x, which direction am I going? I'm going to go right 2 units. When I add 5 to the y, what am I going to do? Up 5 units. Now you take each point and just move right 2, up 5. Plot a point, and remember this one is your image, so it's C prime. And just take each point, right 2, up 5. And label it with the prime. And your new figure should still be the same exact shape, just translated. There'll be times when you have to plot the pre-image and then graph the image. Any questions on this one? All right, the next one, number 6, this one's yours. Plot these 4 points and translate it with your rule. So write the rule above your graph. -4, -3 is right here. -5, 0. -3, 0. -2, -2. This is your pre-image. Should look like this. And when you add to the X, which direction are you going? Right. So right 6 units. And when you add 3 to the Y, you're going up 3 units. All right, and here is your image. Remember, it should be the exact same shape that you had. All right, next up. Any questions on that one? Okay, next up is this one. The figure shows triangle, H prime, I prime, J prime. So this is your image. And it got there after a translation of 4 units to the right and 7 units up. So this is already translated. I want to draw the pre-image. So I want you to think to yourself, do not blurt anything out. How am I going to get to the pre-image? How am I going to get to the pre-image? What do you think, Carson? Do the opposite. What do you mean? Okay, so instead of 4 units right, go 4 units left. And instead of 7 units up, you would go 7 down. That is correct. So go ahead and graph your pre-image. So remember, when you're labeling, they're just the letter because this is the pre-image. Okay, your pre-image should look like this. Any questions? All right, next up. This is the one that's not on your note sheet. So you have to find a place to write this out. So I recommend on the other side, in a space that's all blank. And when you write these ordered pairs, make sure you write them horizontally like this. Okay, so go ahead and write this down somewhere on your note sheet. So what they're giving us is the ordered pairs for your pre-image. Got this down, Brett? And they want us to find the ordered pairs for our image. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to subtract 2 from the x's. So I'm going to put a minus 2. And then from the y's, I'm going to subtract 5 or put a negative 5. And I'm going to do that for each one. Now, I'm going to label it Q prime. And I'm going to put my new ordered pairs. Negative 3 and a negative 2 is negative 5. 1 minus 5 is negative 4. There's my new ordered pair. And then V prime, negative 3, negative 2 is negative 5. 5 minus 5, 0. And then W prime. Negative 1 minus 2, or negative 1, negative 2. Negative 3, and 3 minus 5, negative 2. There's my ordered pairs for my image. If they gave you the rule in words, all you would have to do is translate it to the algebraic and say, am I adding or subtracting? Okay? Try that one out. So with your rule, you're going to add 3 minus 2, because that's what it's telling me right here. So add 3 minus 2. Add 3 and minus 2. So L prime is negative 5 plus 3, negative 2. 2 minus 2, 0. U prime, negative 4 plus 3, negative 1. 3 minus 2, 1. And P prime, negative 3 plus 3, 0. And 0 minus 2, negative 2. Okay? So not too bad, right? All right. That is it.